For today's online business breakdown, I'm going to break down ShrubHub. This one is a real masterclass in a digital service business, particularly one that is growing rapidly through paid advertising. I'm going to talk a little bit about the business fundamentals and operations, how it works, their traffic sources, the landing page, the offer, and all of that good stuff. So on that note, if you guys find this video helpful and insightful, you know the drill. Do me a sweet one, smash the like button because it helps me out in the YouTube algorithms. Do yourself a sweet one, hit the subscribe button so you get all of my latest insight into online business. Now let's talk about ShrubHub here. ShrubHub is a business that sells 3D landscape design by a pro for under $300 right there. And you know, I always call this out right there at the top of the landing page is the value proposition or the offer, right? Like what you're actually getting when you buy the service. It is very clearly defined. And I think that's very important because a lot of their competitors out there, and I have looked at some of their other competitors, when you land on their page, you really don't know like what's going on, right? You just kind of, you know that they do some design work. You don't know if it's for homeowners, for contractors. You just don't really know what you're getting. It's not very clear. Here they make that very clear on their landing page, what you're getting. And I don't think we really need to harp on that. With ShrubHub, you're getting 3D landscaping design. Okay, and they sell it at a pretty competitive price. Now, when it comes to the operations here, clearly, this stuff is outsourced and it can be done from anywhere in the world. I'm guessing that the homeowners or their customers submit pictures, maybe an overall, I was going to say plat layout, like site plan type of thing, survey type of document so that you get an idea of the size, etc. And then their designers do all of the work remotely, right? So all of the work can be done remotely and it is also productized. So the services are bought like a product and there's a very clearly defined scope of work. And to really grow and scale a service business, you have to have productized services. Maybe you can offer a very premium tier, right? Like very, very premium tier for very niche, high-paying customers and ones that have a high budget, but ultimately to have something scalable that's not going to run you and your employees ragged, you really need to productize things. And ShrubHub has done that. They've productized it, and it's also a service that can be done remotely. So with those two factors in place, they've got an incredibly scalable business here. Now, we'll go to SEMrush, where we can take a look at the domain overview, I think. We'll start at that point. I don't navigate around SEMrush too well. I think it's kind of odd. Like you can click things and you'll end up in somewhere else on the sidebar. But anyways, we're not going to talk about SEMrush. We're talking about ShrubHub and the business. We can see it was launched in 2019. Got a little bit of organic traffic, and then I think by 2020, and this was probably their plan, they wanted to figure things out, and I don't know what the business looked like, but they probably wanted to figure things out for a year, and then once they really dialed it in, they scaled it up. We can see they obviously took off in organic traffic and paid advertising. Mind you, SEMrush's traffic estimates, in my experience, are relatively low, so I would anticipate real traffic to be 2 or 3 times this. Paid advertising, maybe even like 7, 8, 9, 10 times this. I know in some of the businesses I run with paid ads, it estimates my ad spend at like $600 a month or something when really I'm spending like $30,000. So they can be quite low. And I have seen a lot of evidence that this business is running paid advertising at a very, very high volume. We'll talk about that here. Basic detail I wanted to cover started in 2019. They're doing some paid advertising and they're getting some organic traffic. So let's look at their keywords. Well, one thing we can point out here is their brand name is their number one keyword, and it's well branded. They're getting a lot of volume. So they're really building a brand. That's incredibly crucial. And then some of the other keywords here, it looks like they're just ranking for kind of info on types of trees. And they probably pick these for low competition and high traffic, like a San Pedro cactus. What is a San Pedro cactus? I'm not too sure. I'll open it up in a new tab. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize this. Looks like you can buy a San Pedro cactus on ShrubHub. So they're making money here on the back end with e-commerce. That is really interesting. What happens if we go to shop? Yeah, all right. So they've got various plants and things you can buy from ShrubHub. So I'm guessing included in their design are recommendations to buy plants and stuff through their online shop. I didn't even realize this was a service. Let's just scope out design service here and design advice. There's the design service, which is basically like their homepage. Design advice is the blog. Okay, and that's where they're publishing all of their content. So they're getting some traffic from organic. They are also heavily running ads on Facebook and Instagram. And here are some of their ads. Now, we can't see the social proof on their ads, but we can see how long some of these ads have been running since November 2022. In 6 months, I'd say that's a reasonable time to say that they've been running for a while. Even my ads that have been running for years don't show much beyond like November 2022. I don't know why, but they just don't show it. But if you go to their website and you start getting hit with their retargeting ads, you will see that their ads have tens of thousands of comments and likes on them and all kinds of social engagement. They've clearly been running ads for a long time, and if they are running ads at that high of a volume for a long time, high enough volume to get that social engagement, you know that they are making money with their ads. And they're running ads on Instagram and Facebook, and I also believe I've seen them in some Google Discovery, and then of course they're running Google pay-per-click ads as well. So they're running ads everywhere. They are aggressively running ads. And they're doing that because they're profitable. So let's just go to their landing page, which I'm going to say right now is like their homepage, and kind of take a look at that. And actually, before we jump to that, let's just take a look at some of their ads here. Package delivered in 14 days or less. Receive your designs in 14 days or less. And I think that they're showing a lot of before and after. Now, I don't know if my computer is going to record the sound. All right, so they're showing just some customer feedback, some social proof type of stuff. And somewhere in here, I saw one that I liked. It kind of just zaps between their befores and afters. That's pretty good. It shows the evolution of the project. There's a real simple one in here somewhere. This one. Here it is. So before, after, really good design. And then here's a really strong offer, right? Get your yard designed by a pro for under $300. Boom. Let's go to the landing page now. I know that I kind of got sidetracked on that. And here's the landing page. Nothing fancy about that. It is basically just like the homepage. I can tell that they're running a few different variations of it because you can see like pack 6. And I think if we click on some of these other ones in here, pack 6 again. I did find a couple different landing pages, right? And they're all very similar. You can tell like the image changes, right? Image changes, but overall, nothing is really radically different about these landing pages. And I would guess that the difference in conversion rate among these landing pages is entirely immaterial. And over a long period of time, probably just works out to about the same because it's a real big factor of audience and offer. Once they've got the audience dialed in, you know, the offer is dialed in as well. And we can see the offer is the same there, under $300, same exact call to action, right? When we go through it here, we can see a little bit of social proof. We can see some before and afters. We can see what it includes, the price, $297, some comparison tables here, an explainer video on how it works, and then a select your package, and a little more comparison. And then some customer social proof. Now, some of this stuff here I don't think is really necessary. I think the social proof is good, but you could really cut some of this out. The explainer video, probably good. This could probably be cut out here. That is probably good because it's value prop, but these before and afters, maybe not necessary, right? But again, the landing page is also pretty simple. There's not a lot of like award-winning design with this landing page. They've got the information that the homeowner or customer needs, and that is really it. Otherwise, it's just a couple sections or a lot of sections with different backgrounds, and they alternate between white and gray. Real straightforward landing page that you could build in basically any WordPress page builder. So yeah, this is a very simple landing page, and they haven't really done anything different other than recreate their homepage. It's basically just a clone of their homepage. And that was their homepage there. that one's a landing page, but again, we can't really tell the difference between any of them. Now, what I think is really, really, really amazing and what they're really doing right, and what I think is a huge factor of their success here, is down here. They really don't talk much about pricing, and they don't really hammer the pricing home. They do, they do touch on it, but right here, right? Like when you go to get started, you are prompted to input your information, first name, last name, and phone number, first name, last name, email, and phone number, right? To get to the pricing page. So what they've done is they've basically turned this into a lead magnet. The get pricing is a lead magnet, or get to the next step is a lead magnet. So a lot of times people will be like, let me just click on this to see, what's on the next page. Well, here you can't do that unless you input your information and become a lead. And this is really, really, really huge, I think, for conversion optimization and running paid ads, because now you're going to capture users' information if they have a little bit of interest to just scope out the next page and see what is there and see what comes next. They've got a little bit of interest to go to the next page. They didn't just click it, right? Sometimes you'll see that happen, right? Like click this button and go to the next page. But the user didn't really have much intent, or they didn't need to give anything up to go to that next page. Here, they're capturing a lead, and this is so valuable because now you've got somebody that's showing a little bit of intent. They've, given something up, which is their name, email, and phone number to kind of go and poke around at the next page. Now you can market to them directly. And I have no doubt that most likely, that's an oxymoron. I have no doubt that when they initially start running ads on a new platform, like when they first started running ads on Facebook, when they first started running ads on Google, they were optimizing for the conversion event of lead. Simply somebody that inputs their information here and goes on to the next page. Now, after they get a bunch of sales, then they can optimize for the conversion event downstream, which is ultimately somebody that purchased, right? They don't so much need this here, and they don't need the conversion after that. I would say that they still need this here, right? Because it gives them a sequence to nurture for, but they don't need the conversion event right after they click this button. They can put the conversion event further downstream. And I think this is incredibly crucial, because if you just try pumping ads to a product that has a little bit of price, beyond say $20 to $50, which, this is not expensive at $297, but it's not a $20 to $50 product. If you just start pumping ads to that, you're not going to get many people converting, right? Like you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars, in my experience, to get your first conversion, and thousands of dollars to get the second one. You really don't know, and you're not feeding any data back to the algorithm, the platform's algorithm that you're running ads on, of who is actually converting and who's really interested. By doing this, you are getting data on people that have some level of interest and are more likely to convert than people that just hit your landing page. So, I think this is a real golden freaking nugget right here. If you are selling digital services, digital products, or maybe even a high ticket e-commerce product online, create a lead capture mechanism that the user has to fill out to kind of preview and take a look at the next step. So I think that about covers it here on what I wanted to point out on ShrubHub. Overall, this is a great business. No doubt this business is absolutely thriving. If there's anything you guys out there feel like I missed out on, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below as well. On that note, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video and this online business breakdown. And hey, you guys out there, if you found this video helpful and insightful, you know the drill. Do me a sweet one. Smash that like button because it helps me out in the YouTube algorithms. Do yourself a sweet one. Hit that subscribe button so you get all of my latest insight into online business. I'm signing off on this one.